All right, Moose, you got anything?
For his question, no, but I got a topic. If you're ready.
That's what I'm asking. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. If you were stuck on a deserted island and the means or technology is not questioned, what are the top 5 albums that you would take with you? Or we can streamline it down and say what band/artists.
I mean, I know my
catalog.
I know my 5. I'm like, wow, what's his? Where's this coming from? Moose has never wanted to talk music with me in his life.
I love talking music with you, except when you play shitty stuff where we're trying to kill things in Bloodborne. But anyways,
I mean, there's not shitty music. There's just shitty you.
That's it. I'm posting. I still have the video of our conversation about how shitty whatchamacallit was Fleetwood Mac. That was awesome.
Oh,
do you remember that conversation we had? That was fun.
Yes, I do. You
weren't really like, talking in their favor. You were just like, wow, they're not as bad. I'm like, nope, they're shit.
I mean, let's be fair. Like there are Fleetwood Mac. There's Fleetwood Mac that I can get down with, and that's like everything before Lindsey Buckingham and Stevie Nicks joined the band, along with like maybe 3 albums while they were with the band. Okay. But I do not think that band is legendary because of them, the way everybody else does. I mean, Rumors is cool, but it's like super overrated at this point. Tango in the Night, I think, is like their weird masterpiece. And then Tusk is one of those things that I like Tusk for what it is, because it was a band that did one thing and then decided they were going to do the exact opposite, and they did it better. But time does not agree with me on that one. But everything they did with Peter Green was awesome. That guy was a cool ass blues guitarist that never got his due and went crazy and left the band. That's really it. I mean, Sid Barrett, Pink Floyd had Sid Barrett, Fleetwood Mac had Peter Green. But my 5 Desert Island albums, it's pretty easy. It's in this order. 5, Sly and the Family Stone, There's a Riot Going On. 4, The Clash, London Calling. 3, Beastie Boys, Paul's Boutique. 2, Rolling Stones, Beggar's Banquet. And number 1, Pet Sounds by the Beach Boys. Done.
Nice.
Jason?
So, I'm not a big music guy like you guys. I'd have to pick bands, and you could laugh at me all you want. I don't have a particular favorite album for each of these, but this is what I would listen to. Jimi Hendrix.
I like
AC/DC.
I mean, he had 3 albums that were perfect.
AC/DC.
Why AC/DC?
I don't know. I always just enjoyed.
I think what you want is an AC/DC best of. You really do, because their albums.
Yeah, some of their songs are just
like. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, you want a compilation.
Their 70s stuff, good stuff, all of it. Back in Black and the album right after Back in Black are okay. Then it trails off significantly.
Oh, I agree. It took a dive. It takes a dive.
The Doors.
Okay.
I'm not with you there, but I'll let you have it.
Okay. I'm going to go with Beastie Boys too, but
there you go.
Ill Communication.
Oh, nice.
And,
good man. As long as it's not that license to ill stuff.
And my final one, which if you don't like it, well, I don't care. I always like it, is Godsmack's first album.
I can
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know this. How old are you, Jason?
34.
Okay, understood. That's totally fine.
Makes sense now.
No, it does, but like not in a derisory way.
Right, not in a
Because, like,
bad way. It just,
Because, like,
you know.
I mean, like, think about it. You're 38. I'm gonna be 38, and so in the 90s, he was 4 years behind us. So while you and I were, rocking out to Alice in Chains, he was waiting 4 years for Godsmack to happen. So, I mean, that's what that is.
Yeah. Alice in Chains. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Better than Soundgarden. Yeah, I fucking said it. Moose.
So I was thinking about albums, and now that y'all have got over it, I'm like, man, I can't. Like, I couldn't pick albums. Like, if I had someone had a gun to my head, I probably could. But
You'd be like, Pearl Jam, yield, please don't kill me.
Yeah. No code. Anyways, so I would probably pick like 5 artists, and then just some random from them. So
You would just pick ABBA, Dancing Queen 5 times over.
And there's nothing wrong with that. You shut your mouth, Jason.
I didn't say there was something wrong with it.
Sounded like
that greatest hits is actually really good. We were doing Bloodborne, and you were playing. That was playing on your vinyl, and then I popped it onto my Spotify and just listened for like 3-4 weeks straight. Yep. It was the only thing played on my Spotify. I was like, son of a bitch.
Shows up to Vicar Amelia, money.
Yeah. I would go with Jimi Hendrix. I'd pick Jimi Hendrix because I like a lot of his work. He's a lefty too, so gotta show support. I'd go with Rolling Stones, Led Zeppelin. Well, I'm a lefty, so
yeah.
Lefties. And so Jimi Hendrix, Rolling Stones, Led Zeppelin. I know you're gonna probably hate me for this, but I'd go with Metallica and then 9 Inch Nails. I'd take 9 Inch Nails. That would be my 5 bands, like a mix of their songs to be able to play on Deserted Island.
That's cool.
Because I mean, like.
9 Inch Nails was always one of those bands that I probably should have liked but never did, and
it's understandable.
Yeah, I admired what Reznor did with all their stuff, but at the same time, that doesn't mean it hit with me. Actually, I do want to say regarding your as yet to be released at time of this recording, NGP. Good call, Jason, on NoFX.
Thank you.
Very, very good call. Very good call. Man, now you got me thinking about music.
Our show is always we kind of always talk about games, and it's like.
I mean, I wish Corey here I wish Corey was here so I could watch him die with us talking about music.
I know.
Like, hey, what are your 5 Desert Island albums, Corey? He's like. Wait, I need a backwards hat where he's just going,
Yeah.
But,
yeah, buddy.
Okay, so here's a question for both of you. It doesn't have to be like a 5 or a 10, but like, what are some of your favorite moments while playing games? Not necessarily like an in-game thing, not like a Fallout 3 where you walk out of the vault. Like I'll just, I'll go first. Fuck y'all. When some of like
we're not even saying anything.
Like I know the voices in my head are just saying, "Matt, just go." Like Moose posted a video recently, or reposted a video of us doing the Martyr Ligarius fight, where Martyr Ligarius killed me, and then he just immediately killed Martyr Ligarius with a visceral.
Right, like as you were dying, like you weren't even dead yet. You were your body was still disintegrating.
It was like you're like life is leaving my body, and Moose just does his thing, and I'm like, thank you.
It was,
and I so wish that the share function actually picked up the like voice recording, because both of us, I remember that day perfectly. We were shitting ourselves laughing as hard as we did.
and I think that was the 4th time we tried him.
Yeah.
And now I do have. It's funny. Like, you talk about the share play picking up the voices. Like, I was going back and looking at my videos for Titanfall because I have a lot of like, oh, that was an awesome kill shot where I, with a 40 millimeter bullet, I picked a guy, sniped a guy out of the sky when he ejected from his Titan. And I'm like, oh, I want to save that and maybe share it. And I sit there and I'm listening to the conversation that's going on, and it's me and Justin talking. And we're talking to Dom, J-Bay, and we're talking to Captain Canada, but their voice chats are not enabled for sharing in the party. So it's just me and Justin having a conversation. It sounds like we're crazy.
Right. And then Justin goes, "It's cool, but I don't know."
Yeah, he's just like, I don't know.
Another one for me was when we were barreling towards Amygdala and the Nightmare Frontier, and Moose and I, it was right after Zelda was revealed, so Moose and I were having a conversation, and when you talk about Zelda with Moose while playing Bloodborne, motherfucker just walks off elevators. He did it
funny.
3 times
in a row.
Like, I'm like, okay, are you ready, Moose? We now about Zelda, and he's like, nope. And both of us are just laughing like the entire time. We're like, all right, Moose, I won't say Zelda, so you don't walk off the elevator. And he walks off anyway. Oh, it's so good. And then there were like the story I mentioned earlier about my mom and Dragon Warrior. Like, that's a cool thing for me.
Yeah.
Also, like when Rocket League came out and the Platinum Achievements crew were playing that, like every night it was like, hey, let's play Rocket League with 8 people and get into some weirdly deep conversation.
Yeah.
Or get giddy and just yelling about how college players don't deserve money.
Let Jimmy.
And and Tim, when he posted that video of the Chaos team, where we were tied 1-1 going into we were in it was like right as overtime was about to hit, and I let the ball go across goal right as it hits 0, and Tim knocks it in. Oh, that was that moment still makes me smile. That's still like an Al Bundy moment for me. Like, yeah, I played high school football.
I think I still have the video where one of the last matches we played, it was like me, Muffins was in there.
Oh,
I think Jason, I think you were even in there or something. We were all playing, and John, he was a little intoxicated, and I was on the other team and was just like whooping his ass. Like, we were whooping his ass. And he's like, what is going on here? And then like 3 goals into the match, he's like, wait a second, Moose, you're on the other team. What are you doing on the other team? And I'm just like, I don't know. Stop.
He's like, winning. That's what I'm doing.
Exactly. But that's a pretty good memory. It's always fun playing Rocket League with John Martin. But favorite like gaming or things that happened during gaming, like when I bought my first system, which was a Sega Genesis. I went the wrong path. I didn't buy a Super Nintendo. I don't even know what made me, like, thinking back now, I don't even know if it was a commercial. I really don't know if it was Sonic. I think Sonic came with it, but I don't think that's what
it was
really
Sonic. That's what it was at the time.
So buying, my first gaming system, enjoying the hell out of that, buying a PlayStation 4. And so I was told by multiple people, you won't be able to find it's going to be hard reestablishing your circle of friends on a console that your friends don't play on. So I always tell people, when anybody suggest as a bullet point for buying a system, buy a system where your friends are. Fuck that. You don't have to buy a system where your friends are, because you'll make awesome friends. You can find them Facebook communities. You can find them through playing the game. I found both you and Jason through, the Facebook groups and playing online together. So was another experience. Was just like I play with more people on my PS4. Frenemies, maybe we can go frenemies, but just being able, like, I play with more people on PS4 than I ever did on my 360. So it's just that was a cool experience. And then Bloodborne, our rapid descent into the rabbit hole that is Bloodborne. I mean, I love that. Like, just the two of us playing together, and I believe a couple bosses, 2 or 3 bosses in a row. I have the screenshots where you died a quarter of the way into the fight through no fault of your own. I'd like to tell the listener that it was not your fault. You weren't being stupid. It was just like, sometimes you just go into a boss fight and you're dead in the first second. And trying to do Amygdala in the Chalice dungeons definitely speaks to that, because sometimes you'll go in there and you're going through the door and everybody's off to the left and he's jumping where they came in through the door, and that's where you are, and he lands on you and you're like, well, I'm dead. So you're already down a person. But I have like a couple of screenshots where it was like 2 or 3 bosses where I had to like beat the boss with like 3 quarters out after you disappeared. And I always like those moments, because you're respectful enough to just sit there and just be quiet, because you're like, well, I'm gonna let them concentrate on the fight. And like, you usually don't experience that with people. Like, usually people are like jabber-jawing in your ear or something. Like, I love getting to death, but like when we were playing Bloodborne and he'd join a party, I had to start making the parties private, because I'm like, you don't understand. We're trying to like strategize and focus on this. Like, I don't really need to be hearing about what's going on, with the Mets right now. I don't personally give a shit about the Mets. So that was kind of a breath of fresh air. And then it'd either be like, I got him, or I died, or you'd be like, how you doing? And I'm like, still in it, like 3 minutes later.
Well, yeah, that's what happens when, you're playing with someone who knows. And like, I kind of got trained by that, through another set of great moments playing the original Dark Souls with Ahmed, because I mean, that guy can play Dark Souls and Bloodborne instinctively. Like, he does not need to focus. He doesn't need training. Like, he just goes in and is like, oh, this is like your cousin Moose. Yeah. He just goes in and just like, and stuff just dies. Yeah. And that when we were playing Dark Souls, like, he had a couple, like, early in the game, he would like keep talking while he died and I was fighting the boss, and I'm like, you need to just be quiet so I can focus, and then if you want, check in, see how I'm doing, but just let me focus on this, because I'm not you. And like, the first time I beat Smog and Ornstein in the original Dark Souls, he died, and I was left to fight both of them myself. And we had both fought these guys a ton together, and both died. And I'm sitting here thinking, okay, he died like Ornstein just basically shoved his spear so far up his butt and then lightninged him to death. So now I'm sitting here to face this gargantuan guy with a hammer that's as big as I am, and then this other guy who's super fast just zipping around the arena by myself. But I ended up doing that. I ended up doing, like, one of my favorite things I've ever done is done enough to platinum Dark Souls without leveling up. And that those moments to me are special, because like it was 2 friends doing that together. And I mean, I was like, you and I like started the Hammer Bro thing, but I think Ahmed is probably one of those as well, because I wouldn't be where I'm at without him. And that, and I took what he did with me with Dark Souls and Demon Souls and really tried to pay it forward to anybody that would play Bloodborne with me, because I love that game.
We forgot one important thing: Helldivers.
Well, I was actually getting there because there are way too many moments in Helldivers by itself.
It's just the whole game and whole experience. That's really
Matt Phillips shooting me in the back of the head with a bazooka.
Yeah,
like that always sticks out, and I still remind him of that.
when we all died, and then you go running around the map for like 10 minutes before you call us down. There's always that.
And then, but when I called you guys down, no one died when you spawned. You died later on. You're gonna have to run around more. And then Gideon would be like, "Oh, great! Here goes Infinite running around again. He's going on a walkabout." And then
at least fucking attempt.
Oh God!
Like when he joined us on a mission, and one of them was
protect the missile. Protect the missile.
Was it the missile?
Yeah, it's always the missile.
No, I thought it was the what is it? Where you got a what is it? Escort. It was the escort mission with the scientist, and I threw out grenades, and he came flying in, and he's like, "Hey," he's like, "What's going on?" And I'm like, "We don't have to complete that one. We're just trying to earn. We're just trying to get the planet done." He's like, "Well, at least fucking attempt." And I'm just like, well, I think there was 2 of us, and we were playing on like a level 9 or 10, and I'm just like, the stuff that you don't have to do, I'm just gonna kick it to the curb and get moving on. But anyways, it was pretty.
Yeah, fun. I mean, and those are some good ass times. Philip still doesn't have the platinum in that game, does he?
No, he doesn't, and he loves that game tremendously. And he brought up a good point. He said to me, I said, "You don't love that game because you didn't platinum it. You don't play it enough." And he said, "Well, you love your wife, but you don't always spend all your time with her." And I said, "Yeah, I should have said it, but I put a ring on her. You know what I mean? Like I gave her.
I mean, he platinumed his wife. I mean,
Phillips is just, he's just out there. Just, I love this game. No, you don't. You'd have the platinum if you love the game.
I mean, I respect Dom's, stature on this or status on the issue. He's like, no, all about the kill count.
Yeah, he's all about the kill count.
All about the kill count.
Just right. He doesn't care about trophies anyway.
Dominic's like the soldier version of Frank. He don't give a fuck. He just wants to kill shit.
That's right. That's right. That's so true. But
Jason,
all right,
you got some moments?
Yeah, I got some moments. Going back to World of Warcraft, when I got the insane achievement, Moose is probably familiar with that one. I think I just I didn't put a
Isn't that
down.
Putting Warcraft in you're insane at that point?
Yeah, pretty much. But I remember just finishing it, and I was like, oh, I'm done. Like, it was just a great feeling. Then until I thought about, like, wow, I just wasted like 5 whole days of crap doing this. But just the feeling of when you achieve that, it's like, wow, that's awesome. More recently, playing Doom, spoiler, when you get the BFG that first time and just mow down like 1,000 demons, it's just so cool. Like, you feel invincible. It's like the coolest thing ever.
It's like you orange demons are just putty in my fingers.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking about it while you guys were talking about Helldivers. The first time that zombie dog jumps through the window in Resident Evil.
That was a good one.
You're sitting there in the dark, and you're like, nope, turning the lights on. I'm done.
Yeah.
Oh, Psycho Mantis, when you had to switch the controller.
Yeah, that was cool.
Oh, yeah,
How cool was that when you figure that out? You're like, wow, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
And he like tells you like, oh, so you like Castlevania or whatever other Konami game they were could put in there at the time of development. So I thought that was pretty cool.
And then more recently, not a specific moment in a game, but playing Battlefield 1 with a few of my friends, and me and my buddy Frank were up in a plane, and all of a sudden you see a parachute. I'm like, hey Frank, you flying? He goes, nope. Are you? And dead. And we were dying laughing. It was just like, uh-oh.
Yeah, you in like those moments you kind of need that communication to be like, I'm getting out of the tank, especially if you're the driver. Like if you're the driver, like I've done that so many times where I've been in a tank with people. Now, if there are people in my squad, because someone will be like Battlefield 4, they'll be manning the cannon and the guns. So I'll just be driving and I'll just be like, all right, listen, we got to get out of this. We're going. So they know they can get out. But some people I'll just leave behind. Like I'll just get out and I'll just be running off doing whatever I'm doing. But that's hilarious. He didn't even say anything. He's just like, I'm gone.
That reminds me. You remember the motorcycle moose?
Oh God. Yeah, the motorcycle and Helldivers.
The motorcycle and Helldivers. I'm like, who wants to ride the motorcycle with me? Philip's like, yeah, I'll ride the motorcycle. Immediately drive off a cliff.
Yes, we both died. Like,
both of us died. And then early on in Helldivers, when they still had pro controls on the vehicles, where you could basically drive super fast and sort of GTA your way around the world. There was I don't remember the guy's name anymore, but we were all playing. I'm not sure. I think it was it might have been. No, I don't think it was you, Moose. I don't think you were here for this, but it was this kid, myself, and two others, and he's like, call down the tank. I'll drive it around. And he drove it, and we were just running over things left and right. We were taking care of objectives. We were wrecking some serious shop. And we get to a point where there's like a bunch of little holes, and the path is like super windy through those craters. And he drifts and does this 180 spin, takes the entire party off a cliff, but hits the button at the right time so he can eject and land safely. And so all of us are like, how did you do that? and then of course there's Gideon spawning into death, and like, how are you still alive? I'm Gideon.
Yeah, and he just he escapes death, and you're just like, how the heck did you do that, man? And then when they nerfed the displacement field, because it takes like 30 seconds to charge, and then recharge is like 20 seconds or something, because it used to be 10 seconds. So you used to be able to like really survive in the game. Mm-hmm. Like you could throw that on and you weren't dying as often as you do now. So I mean, it should have been nerfed, and it kind of makes it so that the game. But like he has that on, and like you're getting shot by people. I mean, we were playing just recently. Me, Jason, Phillips, and Jeff, and Phillips. I'm like, Phillips, where are you going? And right as I said that, he runs off a cliff, and he's like, wrong guy. He's like, there, and he goes. After he says that, he's like, I was just about to say, hey, Moose, where are you going? And he's like, and that was me. So that's just it's pretty funny. The fun that you can have while playing, it's fun. So, but
how about that first time the nuke goes off in Modern Warfare multiplayer and you weren't expecting it, and they're like, oh, well, that happened.
Yep. I remember that one. That's Modern Warfare. Was that the first one?
I think so.
Oh, during the story?
No, the multiplayer.
Multiplayer? I have no idea. I haven't played, no Call of Duty.
It's been way too long.
Yeah, I haven't. I didn't play Call of Duty until whichever one had the zombies. It was World at War. I had that, so I could play zombies with my brother. Then I think Black Ops had it. I think I skipped that, and then I bought Black Ops 2 to play with them, and then I bought Black Ops 3 just recently. And now I'm just like, I'm done. Even though World War II looks really good, I'm like, I don't just no. Like I just don't need it, So.
That life has no appeal for me whatsoever. I have one final question, and then we can go to 20 questions if you want.
Sounds good, man. Let's do it.
Returns.
I like it a lot.
No. Do you guys have a platinum? that when you finally achieved it, you were so glad you could just never play that game again?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, and it's not necessarily like it was Orc Slayer bad or Energy Cycle bad or My Name is Mayo bad, but like it was one of those grinds you're like, yeah, fuck this shit. I never again.
I don't think it goes that
like I
far
hate.
for me.
Well, there are two games that I've hate platinum.
Yeah, so you go first. Go ahead.
No, I mean, you were saying something, but you go ahead.
No, I was just saying, like, I don't have like a game where I struggled through something to. I mean, mine would be Walking Dead.
Okay.
To not have to play Walking Dead, I won't even go back and finish. I'm thinking about going back and finishing, what is it, 400 days or something like that? Whatever the little DLC in between season 1 and 2.
You could do it in an hour.
Yeah, so I might go back and do that.
Before 20 questions is over.
So I can get the completion percentage because I need to get my completion percentage up. But the mechanic, like, that's another thing where like, oh, this game is great. This game is great. Yeah, the only thing good about it is the story. The rest of it just sucks. Like,
yeah.
You know, like you're walking around this whole little shack. You're investigating with the two main characters, and the only time like a zombie attacks is when you walk to this one certain area. Yep. And it's like, well, like add some variety. Just have it be a random counter, or you know, if it hasn't happened up to that point, then you know, make it happen somewhere else too. Like, you know, when something drops on the other side of a cage, you're like, okay, well, a zombie's gonna attack in the next 5-10 minutes. You know what I mean? So it's just, I don't ever have to go back to Walking Dead. I'll never play that game again.
I platinumed it 3 different times on PlayStation 4, Vita, and PS3, and I'm glad I never have to do it again. If there was a reiteration of a console and they brought it out, I don't know if I'd go back. I really don't.
I don't think I would either. Now, if there's like a platinum, then I'm glad I have it so that I can just play the game and enjoy the game. It would be Skyrim.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I have to work on the DLC trophies, which I have to work to complete that. But I worked to get the platinum, and now I can just go back to playing it how I did when I used to play it on 360. So
yeah,
that's definitely up there.
For me, definitely Walking Dead. I hated it. Moose knows. But also, I still play it, but if I didn't play it again, I wouldn't be upset. Diablo 3's platinum. I got it 3 times.
Yeah.
When I got that 500th bounty, I actually did a mic drop and walked out of the room. I dropped the controller. I was like, oh, fuck this trophy. I'm done. I'm never doing bounties again. I was like, this is the stupidest shit ever.
Oh, yeah. I sunk that trophy and left. I'm like, yeah. And I actually didn't even turn my PS4 off at the time. People like, I came back and they're like, all these messages, hey, we wanted to play Diablo with you. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
No, I put in my time. You can wait a minute.
Yeah, but see, the problem is if you try and do it by yourself, you're kind of screwed. Like playing it with other people, kind of, you can like especially if to kill like 80 people in a certain area, one person goes one way, one person goes the other, and you get it done. But like also like you can shoot shit, you can talk. Like if you're just doing it by yourself, it is mind numbing. But if you have somebody else there that you can do multiplayer co-op and like talk with somebody, it's a lot more bearable, because I think that's the way Phillips did it, because you and I got the platinum, or you might have got it way before I did, but I got the platinum, and then Phillips was like, well, I'm going to try and get the platinum, and so we were just helping him do the bounties.
Yeah, we were just
helping him do the roll on the bounties, and so They built it correctly in making it like you have to be in the bounty for it to count. Like, you know, like I can't go do one, someone can't, you know. So, but anyways, yeah.
Yeah, you can't just like spam them. But no, the 2 that I got, I actually the very first hate platinum I ever got was Assassin's Creed 2. And the guy who let me that game, his name is Jordy. Very, very nice guy from Spain. He and his wife have 2 lovely children. He swears to me that Assassin's Creed 2 was one of the best games ever made. I'm like, no, this game sucks. And I will tell you why. And all his response was, but like, it's so pretty. I'm like, that's not what's important. You know, granted, I'm not going to sit here and say visuals don't matter, but that's not the metric on which a game is measured. And I said, I will prove it to you. I will get the platinum in this game. That means I will have experienced everything it has to offer. And if I still can't say it's good, we can agree to disagree. And I did that, and I'm like, I don't find anything. I tried, and I really tried.
Yeah.
I really, really tried. And I was just like, I'm not doing, I can't. And I've not played an Assassin's Creed game since. I don't think I ever will. The other one is Evolve.
Oh, yeah, the shooter from, what was it, Turtle Rock?
Turtle
Beach is the
Turtle Beach is the headphones.
So it's
Turtle Rock Studios. They're the ones that were, I think they were the original team behind Left 4 Dead.
I think you are correct.
Evolve, when it was pitched, and even when I played it, I loved playing Evolve. I thought the concept was really cool. I feel like it was broken in a lot of key areas. And there were, I don't know enough about game design anyway, but I didn't see how they could ever really balance that so it was a fair fight. You tip it anyway, and it's over. It's over. Like, and no matter how organized you are against the monster always has the advantage. And that's I mean, they repatched that game so many times to try and give the hunters the advantage, and when they gave the hunters the advantage, the monster was just paper thin. And but I like that concept. I think there's still more to be seen from a genre like that, from a one versus several. I don't think that game did it as well as it could have. Getting the platinum in that game fucking sucked. It sucked in stereo. It sucked on steroids. Trying to do all those little bullshit tasks with every iteration of every hunter and every monster was so grindy and so haphazardly. Like, you didn't know. You're like, I'm not sure I got that. And honestly, when the platinum finally popped, I'm like, I took it out of I sucked my trophies, took it out of my system, and took it back to GameStop. I'm like, nope, never again. And
now that was only on current gen.
Yes, that was on PS4 and PC.
Okay.
Well, I think it was on Xbox as well, but really
nobody cares.
And it was, and I remember that game is how Rey Osorio and I really started gaming together, and we had good times playing that game. And then when they announced like DLC hunters, which I would have played had that platinum not been so shitty, he said, "Hey Matt, there's new hunters." I'm like, "Nope." He's like, "Oh, you don't want to play it?" I'm like, "Nope." Yeah. I go, "You remember when you were trying to play with me?" And I said, "No, I'm trying to get these trophies, and you don't want to go where I'm going to do this because this is not going to be fun for you." I meant it. I don't want to go back there. That was a very dark place, and I would rather try and level 1 every Dark Souls game in perpetuity than do that again. The Evolve Platinum, it was one of those things I'm like, man, maybe I should stop hunting trophies after that.
Wow, that's bad.
It was rough. Like,
see, I haven't hit my platinum or trophy hunting.
Like, I was like Joel in The Last of Us. I was like, man, I've seen way too much. So yeah, be thankful you only have The Walking Dead to hate on.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I mean, maybe if you both platinum Terraria, you might be like, "Oh, I'm so glad this is fucking over."
It might, that might happen. That might happen, and probably.
It seems like you're getting right for it, but
by that point, they'll probably come out with Terraria Other Worlds. I think is the game they're working on. Not even Terraria 2, but it's like a side game inside the same universe.
Basically, an expansion pack.
I think it is. I really think it is. I don't know what's going on with it.
It'll be like Terraria Reign of Cthulhu or something like that.
Yeah, but I'm excited for it. But anyways.